Hello and welcome to West Country Wanderings. Welcome to another one of my railway series. Today we're back on the Severn Valley Railway. You may remember for this time last year I was filming the winter steam gala, and that's what we're doing today. This is the Stapson Worcestershire Canal, that way down there. It connects up with the River Severn at Stourport-on-Severn, and that viaduct behind me is called Falling Sands. So that direction there takes you to Bewdley and then on out of my area into Shropshire and up towards the town of Bridgnorth. I'm waiting for Robert Riddle's 75069, built in Swindon. But before I do that, I'll tell you about what I was filming earlier on this morning. Earlier on, I was at quite a famous footbridge. If you know the Severn Valley Railway one, you'll know what I mean, right next to Kidderminster SVR. It's just tucked in behind Kidderminster football ground. And earlier on this morning I filmed Earlstoke Manor. That was the first departure of the day. It was scheduled to leave at 9:25. I think they had problems with the points being so cold overnight, and I think it left about 10 minutes later. Now, Earlstoke Manor was built in Swindon in January of 1939. Had an interesting life because it then went on to Bristol Bath Road, Newton Abbot Depot, then it went to Plymouth Lara before finishing its life in BR days in Shrewsbury. Then it went to Die Woodham's scrapyard in Barry before being rescued. It was originally going to go to the Dean Forest Railway. In fact, for a time it was at Ashchurch in Gloucestershire at the Doughty Preservation Society there. That's long gone now. But it then ended up here on the Severn Valley Railway in the 1970s. Without further ado, I'll just show you Earlstoke Manor leaving Kidderminster Station earlier on this morning. after Earlstoke Manor left, we then had something that was nothing to do with the Jubilee Rail. In fact, it was a locomotive that was built in Crewe in Cheshire, and that was the last surviving Mogul, an LMS Mogul, number 13268 according to my notes, and it's the last surviving one of its type. It actually was designed in Horwich, not Harwich, but Horwich, and was built in Crewe in 1934, and it was mainly based not in our part of the world here on West Country Wanderings, but in the northwest, kind of Manchester, Liverpool area on the LMS. But it was good to see that arriving. That arrived about 10 to 10, ready to leave Kidderminster later on. After the LMS Mogul arrived, we then had a pair of collets. Now, unfortunately, because of the high footbridge there over Kidderminster, I couldn't see over it, so I was just relying on my LCD screen on the back camera, which was tilted down, so I couldn't make out which one of the collets it was, because I thought it might have been a double header. Anyway, it was either 1450 or 7744. By the time I've edited this, I'll be able to see which one it is. But originally they were used on the branch, on this branch line, which extended right up to Shrewsbury. Only the section between Bridgnorth down to here in Kidderminster in Worcestershire survives as the preservation line, but it's still a fantastic line following, of course, the River Severn along the beautiful Severn Valley. But yes, those colleges were hard at work, going from the West Midlands, this part of Worcestershire, right up into the Shrewsbury area, mainly working on passenger trains, but also the coal trains around places like Highley, where you had the coal collieries there. Let's have a look at the collet, one or other of them, in action now. after that departure, we had the arrival of Robert Riddle, so it was a mouthful of that, which arrived into Bewdley, the preservation here on the Severn Valley Railway, in 1973. That arrived at 22:11 coming into Kidderminster station. I'll show you that now, before we have a look at the same train going over the viaduct here at Falling Sands over the Staffordshire and Worcestershire Canal. And the next locomotive that's due is Hagley Hall, which we've come across on the Severn Valley Railway before. It was built in Swindon Works, that huge works that churned out lots of locomotives, in 1929, and it was designed by Charles Collett. It was designed as a mixed purpose, so it was used on both freight trains and passenger trains, all kinds of duties as well across the wider GWR area, which was a huge area because it extended right up into the northwest as far as Birkenhead. Let's have a look at Hagley Hall now. have to say I find Kidderminster one of the friendliest towns around. It's a wonderful place. It's not the most picturesque place, granted. Obviously it used to be an industrial town, famous of course for carpets, as well as lots of mills producing lots of different things. And yes, it was a bit of a hub for manufacturing. But yeah, it's a very, very friendly place. What I'm hoping to do now is film from a couple of other locations. Now, the gentleman that just come along the towpath with me told me about one which is closer to the Wyre Forest Leisure Centre, which is incidentally where I've parked my car today and ever doing everything on foot from there. So I'm going to head over in that direction, see what we can get from there. And then maybe later on see if I can go around to Burlish Top, which is a nature reserve, and then you've got views down to the town of Bewdley from there, going past the West Midlands Safari Park and another nature reserve. So I hope we can have a look at that. So see you in a bit. So that's it for today here on West Country Wanderings. Thank you very much for watching my channel today. There'll be another one in my railway series in the not too distant future. Probably the next one will be a lost railway walk. So have a look out for announcements on that. Also, incidentally, you can join my Facebook group, West Country Wanderings, where you can share your own photographs, not only of railways and steam trains, but also anything to do with the wider West Country. So I cover here, which is in the furthest north of the region, here in Worcestershire, right down to the tip of Cornwall, and all points in between. There'll also be another return to the Severn Valley Railway, hopefully on a warmer day than today here in early January later on in the year, and we'll have a look at some other sections of it that we've not previously featured. Hope you enjoyed it today. Hope to see you on the channel again very soon. All the best for now. Cheers now. Take care. Bye bye.